Good morning and thank you for joining us. We're providing live coverage of today's launch attempt of Space Shuttle Discovery on mission STS-102. The shuttle vehicle, 7-member flight crew, and the KSC launch team are ready to support the 103rd flight in Space Shuttle history and the 8th flight to the International Space Station. The focus of the mission is threefold. Discovery and crew will berth the multi-purpose logistics module to the International Space Station, deliver the 3-member Expedition 2 crew for their 4-month stay on ISS, and return the Expedition 1 crew back to Earth. Here at NASA's John F. Kennedy Space Center in Firing Room Number 1, launch preparations are proceeding smoothly. The launch team not working any significant technical issues at this time. Space Shuttle Discovery stands poised for liftoff from Launch Pad 39B with a preferred launch time of 6:42 a.m. Eastern Time. Here we are live in the crew quarters dining room here at Kennedy Space Center. The STS-102 crew. To the far left, we have Mission Specialist Paul Richards, MS number 2, and Andy Thomas to his right. Pilot Jim Kelly making his first shuttle flight today. Commander Jim Weatherby, responsible for mission safety and success. Expedition 2 Commander and Mission Specialist number 5, Yuri Usachov of the Russian Space Agency. Susan Helms, Mission Specialist number 4 on the left, and James Voss, Mission Specialist number 3 on the right, both a part of the Expedition 2 crew about to begin 4 months in space. And in the foreground, you see the traditional cake with the crew insignia on it. Crew in good spirits and ready to fly today. We are in the suit-up room here at Kennedy Space Center's Operation and Checkout Building. We see Commander Weatherby already having donned his launch and entry suit. Born and raised in New York, considers Huntington Station, New York, his hometown. He is on his 5th shuttle mission and has been an astronaut since 1984. Rookie pilot Jim Kelly from Burlington, Iowa, selected as an astronaut in '96. He is part of the largest class of astronauts ever selected, affectionately referred to as the Sardines, one of 44 classmates. Though a rookie pilot on the shuttle, he has over 1,500 hours of flight time and more than 35 different aircraft. We see his helmet being placed on him by the suit technicians. Mission Specialist number 1, Andy Thomas, born in Adelaide, South Australia. Thomas has been an astronaut since 1992, served as payload commander on his first flight, STS-77, spent 130 days aboard the Russian Mir space station in 1998. Mission Specialist number 5 and Russian commander of the Expedition 2 crew, Yuri Usachov of the Russian Space Agency. Appointed as a cosmonaut in 1989, lived aboard Mir for 6 months in '94 and again in 1996. Mission Specialist number 4, Susan Helms, considers Portland, Oregon her hometown, became an astronaut in '91 and is a veteran of 4 previous shuttle flights. Logged over 1,096 hours in space. Here, Mission Specialist number 3, Jim Voss from Opelika, Alabama. Voss joined the Astronaut Corps in 1987, holding up some aviation reading material as he relaxes, being suited up. A veteran of 4 space flights. Mission Specialist and Flight Engineer Paul Richards hails from Dunmore, Pennsylvania. Reported to Houston, Texas for astronaut training with the pilot, Jim Kelly, in August of 1996, making his first space flight as a flight engineer. And here they are, the STS-102 crew members leaving the suit-up room, headed down the hall and toward the elevator They will descend to the street level where KSC employees and again news media have gathered to greet them and wish them well on their journey. Charlie Precourt and Terry Wilcutt there climbing on board with the crew into the elevator. Flight crew operations managers as well. And here come the STS-102 astronauts. And now we see Commander Weatherby now climbing aboard Discovery and into his seat. What's going to go on now as he climbs aboard in the very early stages here being strapped in?
Well, his biggest concern right at this moment is not to bump any switches. It's real cramped in there, Joel. But he's done this before, but he's a very tall man. And he's trying to make sure that he doesn't bump any switches, and he's trying to get himself comfortable because he's going to be sitting there for a while.
Now we see Expedition 2 Commander Yuri Usachev. Looks like he'll be seated in seat number 7 on the right mid-deck seat of Discovery.
NTD, CDR, contact.
That's pump.
CDR, this is NTD. I have you loud and clear. Welcome aboard, Jim. Hey, Jeff.
Excellent view in the flight deck of Discovery at this point.
Yeah, they moved the strap-in camera from the pilot's side as it was looking through Jim Kelly to the front of the orbiter, which is the top of the orbiter in this configuration, looking down. You can see the panels on the rear windows that Jeannie's stepping on now. Those panels will be removed, and then you can look straight down. But of course, to protect a lot of the equipment and windows in this case, there are pads and other panels that are protecting the orbiter.
OTC, got you loud and clear. Welcome aboard, Yuri.
Thank you, Jared. Loud and clear as well.
And attention all personnel, this is the NTD conducting the launch status check. Verify ready to resume count and go for launch. OTC? OTCs go. TBC? TBC go. TTC? TTCs go for launch. LPS? LPS go. Flight?
Houston Flight is go for launch.
Mila? Mila is go for launch. STM?
STMs go.
Safety console? Safety consoles go. STE?
STs go.
LRD? LRDs go. SRO?
SRO is go. You have a range clear to launch. Discovery Launch Director.
Go ahead.
Okay, Wex, looks like a beautiful day to go fly. Discovery's ready for you. I'd like to wish good luck to the entire crew. See 4 of you back here in about 12 days, and Expedition 2 crew back here in about 4 months.
Okay, well, thank you very much. You know, you can't help but think of all the hundreds of thousands of people who work on these vehicles and make this happen. Great job to the folks at the Cape, and with that, Expedition 2 is ready to relieve Expedition 1.
Copy, sir. Thank you.
Just a few moments, the orbiter access arm will be retracted away from Discovery and into the launch configuration. We see it moving at this time. That arm can be extended again if necessary in just a few seconds.
New day. Illuminate your expedition to our home among the stars.
All systems are go for the launch at this time. Just a few minutes away from the 29th voyage of Space Shuttle Discovery with a crew of 7.
OTC, PLT, caution memory cleared, no unexpected errors.
Penny cap being removed from the top of the external tank. The next few seconds, the flight crew will close and lock their visors.
Good work. 15.
T-minus 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Go for main engine start. 4, 3, 2. Booster ignition and liftoff of Discovery and a team of explorers shaping their destiny.
Roll program, Houston.
Roger, roll, Discovery.
Houston is now controlling. The roll maneuver is complete, and Discovery is now in a heads-down, wings-level position, carrying the next resident crew to the International Space Station. Seconds into the flight. Discovery's engines are now throttling down to 72% of rated thrust as it passes through the area of maximum aerodynamic pressure. Discovery already at an altitude of 5.5 miles.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Go at throttle up.
And Discovery's 3 liquid-fueled main engines are now back at full throttle, 104% of rated thrust. One and a half minutes into flight, Discovery has now expended 2.5 million pounds of propellant. It weighs less than half of what it did at the time of its liftoff. Now at an altitude of 19 miles, downrange from the Kennedy Space Center at 17 miles. Two minutes into the flight. And the booster officer here in Mission Control confirms separation of the solid rocket boosters. Little more than 6 minutes of powered flight remaining now.
Discovery, 2-engine Ben.
2-engine Ben.
And with that call, Discovery could make it to the transatlantic landing site at Ben Guerir, Morocco, if one engine should fail. However, all 3 engines are continuing to perform well. Discovery is now at an altitude of 44 miles, downrange from the Kennedy Space Center, 65 miles.
This is Mission Control Houston. Aboard Discovery, final preparations are underway for the NC-1 OMS burn, the Orbital Maneuvering Systems engines burn that will refine Discovery's orbit in its pursuit of the International Space Station. Crew members got to go for that burn. about 3 minutes ago, and it's scheduled to occur in a little less than a minute from now. Flight controllers report the burn underway and that they're seeing 2 good engines.
Discovery Houston, good burn, no trim required.
Thank you.
Capcom San and Lucid reported they've seen a good ohms burn and no further trim is required. This burn designed to add about 111 or 112 feet per second to the speed of Discovery as it pursues the International Space Station. Discovery is just crossing the equator over Central Africa, while the space station is crossing the equator, moving in the opposite direction. Discovery moving on a southeasterly heading, while the International Space Station is moving in a northeasterly direction across the Pacific, headed up toward the coast of North America. Distance between the 2 spacecraft is closing at about 1,000 nautical miles an hour, or about 1,000 nautical miles per 90-minute orbit. This leading up to a docking. With the International Space Station, the docking with the International Space Station scheduled for about 11:36 Central Time Friday night. Ground controllers here in Houston's Mission Control Center report a good post-burn configuration as Discovery moves along south of the equator over the African continent. The spacecraft is moving in a nose-first orientation with its payload bay facing the Earth.
Houston, here comes the maneuver to the flight plan attitude.
We copy that, Wex.
Houston Discovery, I'm going to do PCS-1 config 5-19 orbit ops, and then we'll do Group E power down.
Okay, we copy that. Thanks.
Houston Discovery, per PCS config, the first line there, cabin pressure on spec 66 is 14.72. Airlock pressure is 15.0. And the overhead meter is 15.0.
We copy that, Wex. Thanks.
Houston Discovery, Group B power down and work.
Copy Group B, power down and work. And Discovery Houston, we would like DAP A instead of DAP A6. And then in the Group B, that's A1 instead of A6. And then in the Group B power down, in Step 11, we would like to leave IMU-2 in operation.
Shannon, we copy drop Step 11 from the Group B power down and leave IMU-2 running, and we will swap to A1.
Good copy, Vegas. Discovery Houston, we're going to have an 8-minute LOS. Expect RADICOM for the first 12 minutes on the west.